Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to welcome you to another unboxing and first impressions video. Now, a number of weeks ago, I was going through my decks and started to see how few Oracle decks I had. I have a number of Oracle decks that I hardly use as I find they don't pair well with the tarot decks that I have. So I went into the Kickstarter or Indiegogo type programs and sites and checked out what was available for the Oracle decks. Nothing resonated with me. So then I checked onto Amazon to see what's been released in the last year or so that I had missed. I don't have a lot of intel on the Oracle decks. It's the tarot decks that really come into my inbox because people let me know that these new decks are coming forward. So I did find a couple of decks, and this is one of them. It's called Beyond Lemuria. I was really taken by the artwork and that broad scope of connection and, wording. I'm finding more and more Oracle decks are limiting their topics or their ideals, and it's not blending well with that overall global projection or guidance that I'm giving. So, thankfully, as this was Amazon, it didn't take too long to get my deck from order to door. A lot of times I forget that I've ordered decks because they are in those infant unfolding periods. Like always, I wanted to bring you with me as I started to unbox and get my first impressions of the actual deck. I love doing these videos as I never know what the deck is actually going to look like and what's in this box. So, without further ado, let's get into this beautiful box. Now, I did take off the plastic wrap, so you guys didn't have to see me fight with plastic wrap. And I find that the plastic coating that they put on the box really gets a nice shine and reflection from my cameras and my lighting here. Okay, so we have a couple sheets of paper here and this beautiful book. Now, I know that you'll hear me say as we're going through like Tarot 101 classes and as I'm reading, in Tarot, I encourage you guys to throw the books away. Please do not throw the book away. Oracle decks are very different. There is lore and explanation to these very unique cards. The difference between Tarot and Oracle is that Oracle has a broader scope. That doesn't have as many rules. A Five of Pentacles is a Five of Pentacles across the board. It has structure, it has rules. So please keep your book. And I would encourage you, before you start reading, go through and read the bigger, bolder points, and then set your book aside. Put it back in the bigger box, and don't use it as you're reading. I know we have a tendency to pull a card and go, oh, what does it say? Let's look it up. No, that's not how you intuitively read. That's how you read a book. So my recommendation, go through, get the broader points before you get into the deck. Because it's a beautiful deck. All right. It's got a little bit of a plastic sleeve thing here. So far, it's a good size. I love the artwork, the chakra symbolism here. We've got lots of beautiful symbols. And that's one of the reasons I was drawn to this deck, is because it does have a lot of symbols hidden within symbols. That message hidden in plain sight. I enjoy that in my tarot and in my oracle. So the first one, Earth Star Chakra. That's part of your higher chakra system. Most of us are not working in the fifth dimensional chakra system. However, and I say big however, That's going to change as time goes on and as we get into this decade. I've been saying for a very long time that this decade is a foundational decade, because in 2030, around the 2032 mark, we're going to see another vibrational increase. There's going to be another point of influx, similar to that of what we've seen in 2012. Similar. It's going to actually be more intense. It's going to be fantastic. We are going to need the fifth dimensional chakra system in play. It's stronger. Think of it as a difference between dial-up internet versus broadband. So different. We can do so much more on that fifth dimension. So, the Earth Star Chakra. Of course, then we're going to go to the root chakra, which most of us know and have at least connected in with, especially if you've worked with me. That sacral chakra. Such beautiful imagery. Ooh, it gives me chills. The solar plexus chakra. The heart chakra. The high heart chakra. Now, I don't call it the high heart chakra. I actually call it energetic source chakra. Of course, it is connected into that heart chakra. And yes, I do work in the fifth dimensional chakra system. It's fantastic, and I can do a lot more for my clients and for humanity as a whole working in that higher chakra system. We go into the throat chakra, the third eye chakra. Of course, then we go on to the crown chakra. Now we're headed into some more fifth dimensional chakras. The soul star chakra. This is now ether. It's not, there's actually more of the fifth dimension, and it may come up, it may not. So after the soul star, it's before the soul star, we have the causal chakra and then the stellar gateway chakra as well. So they may be depicted in here, they may not be. Just know that in the fifth dimension, there's actually 12 chakras that we're working with. That's why it really bumps up your system and really beefs it up a bit. So then we have ether, water, so beautiful. Where you have water, of course, now we have air. We move on to earth. And fire. So, so beautiful. Loving compassion. Awakened awareness. Alignment. This does, of course, as you can tell, have a chakra focus or undertone, which to me really spoke to a lot of my practice, as I do talk about those chakras, the importance of them, and how we can connect in with them. Balanced forces. Beyond the mind. Communication, co-creation. Crystal keys. So fantastic. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but we have symbols hidden in symbols. Endless opportunities. Evolution. Freedom. And again, there are symbols hidden within symbols. So fantastic. Full spectrum. So here, way below her, this is where your Earth Star chakra starts. It helps to really ground you. Then, of course, you've got your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and above here is your crown. To continue going forward, the causal is a kind of behind. It's at the back of your head, but up a little higher. Then you have your soul star, which is above that. And then you also have your stellar gateway chakra is way above that one as well. And your energetic source, the one that's connected to your heart chakra, is actually in the palm of your hand. So that's the 5th dimensional chakra system. They have 8 out of the 12 depicted here. So, fantastic. We go on to furried and feather friends. So important to have that animal connection. Gracious receptivity. So beautiful. Harmonic flight. New cards have a tendency to be very connected together. Healing, which we all need to do, why we're here. We have healing upon healing to do. Home. And I love where she's pointing. Home is not a structure or a building. To put it best from Disney's Lion King, Pumbaa, home is where your rump rests, is exactly true. Internal explorer. Journey to the wholeness. Life force energy. Such beautiful imagery. Lumen essence. Manifestia. Mount Shasta. New blueprints. Our ancient future. Radical expansion. Such beautiful artwork. Realm bridger. Reclaim your energy. She of the Lotus. Shine your light. Starseed elemental. Starseer. Stepping through. Surrender. The infinite. The portal keeper. Sound of the universe. Violet flame. Now, if you are into Reiki, you know about the violet flame. If you're new to this, violet flame is a very feminine energy that will heal you and clear things out at a deeper level due to the way that the energy vibrates. It just gets in at that deeper cellular level. It's a fantastic, fantastic tool. So if you are into Reiki, getting your violet flame certification and attunement is so helpful, especially if you're working on some deep-rooted healing of self or others. Transformation. Trust your innocence. Unique gifts. Vulnerability. So hard to be vulnerable. So hard to connect in and do what it is we need to do. This is a beautiful deck. I can't wait to start to incorporate it into my readings and into my practice more, especially with my friends and my clients who need that extra support with their healing and want to work in that energetical realm of their chakras and Reiki. So fantastic. Now, like any oracle deck, it's quite large, and I'm not sure why we have such a push to such large cards, because they are a pain, no matter how you shuffle them, to shuffle them. That said, as you can see, because we have this beautiful matte finish, the cards slide a lot easier than what we find with that sticky gloss. I find that a lot of my gloss cards, you really have to kind of work them through, work out all those kinks to have them slide. So between the imagery and that topic of energetical healing, your chakras, you can see why this deck really resonated with me and why I chose to bring it in. Now, if this deck resonates with you, I do have a link below. I did find it on Amazon.ca. However, I'm pretty sure that Amazon globally would bring this deck in. It's such a beautiful deck, and it touches on some amazing topics. Like I said, I can't wait to get into this deck. I do want to just touch base with the guidebook regarding some of what these cards may mean, especially like She of Lotus. I want to double check what it is that they're talking about. The creator, Izzy Ivy, I want to make sure that I understand where she's coming from so that I can add my intuitive spin to it. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this brief unboxing and first impressions of this beautiful deck. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It helps me be found on the sea of YouTube, which supports us collectively, starting to raise our vibration and getting ourselves unstuck. And if you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more coming your way, and you don't want to miss any of it. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight, healing, and education is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. And also, if you did enjoy this video and want to support me making more, I do have a Patreon page. I have provided a link below, so why not go check it out? Again, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to getting some new decks and sharing this very fun and enlightening experience with you. Until tomorrow, my friends.